Who's the sheriff?
Oh, I thought it was Frank Ribery's sister for a minute.
Say, the homeless sheriff in town.
Big dog, what's happening?
Fuck all at the minute.
You bored now?
Nah, like I was saying to you, this is easy.
You're a weird guy, innit?
I live for this. Sitting at home all day doing fuck all.
Kev, you the same, innit?
Aye, mate, I'm just sitting at home here with 4 kids. Fucking, I want somebody to come and take me away in a straitjacket. Oh, look at that top.
Kev,
That's decent. That's
I'm not
decent.
wanting you to get excited, by the way. It's Francesco, no baked.
I don't even like baked totties.
They're pissing. Oh, what about people that hate baked totties for their dinner?
Oh, say, a shambles, mate. Absolute shambles.
The worst. Oh, Slaney, I wanted to ask you. Good weather today. Are you getting Paul Tim out for walks?
Say, I fit the big man on the sun cream, rubbing away on the big man. He's loving it, say. He's out his cage for good.
Slaney, you're a fan of Poland? Is it country?
Say, I do. Do you know what, say? I've always said that I do.
You are a big fan of Poland, actually.
Well, say, I actually thought that's why you were asking me that, but now it's just clicked in your head. You know exactly why I love Poland, but apart from that, say, the Polish people in Cillian can back me up here. The Polish people, I wish the full world would listen to the Polish people, say, because they've got the right work ethic. The kids are so respectful, say, and the ladies, of course, they love the slain dog.
That seems like that's the Poland story, doesn't it?
Oi, Cillian, you're back training to it.
Yeah, so we go in and do like individual training with one of the coaches. So like I've still got routine in my training. I go in every day, come home like I'm normally training, just without a game every weekend. So
what are they working on? What are they working on that touch?
Flick-ons, mate. Flick-ons.
Oi,
Flick-ons and pressing. I just run around an empty field pressing.
Oi, we had McBurney on last, mate. You should have seen that guy, man. He's a screw behind you.
Who?
What a legend, Kev. What a legend, mate.
Oh, Slaney, mate. I can see us 3 going down to Sheffield United, Bramall Lane for a wee game and then a wee night out with McBurney.
I would love, that was the only thing. Of course, listen, it's got to be great entertaining the people, but it would have been great to get down to Bramall Lane and took it on and seen Mr. Wilder saying what really goes on in that man's office.
I
know. Oh, did you fancy
are you going to tell the boys about the text? No, with Wilder.
Nah.
Pathetic, sorry, mate.
Right, Cillian, we're going to talk about your early career, mate, because you had to choose between football or Aussie rules, didn't you?
Yeah. In Ireland, like my sport is Gaelic football, so I didn't grow up academy or stuff like that, which is why I had a shit touch and stuff when I first came over. I swear, when I first came over to Celtic, I was clueless.
I know, I remember, man.
I remember like one of the trial games after I'd signed up and everything. And remember Mikey Graham?
Mikey Graham?
Yeah. I remember him coming up to me and telling me, like, here, I had to play up front with you in a trial game, and you just ran everywhere. Just like, kept taking all his positions, everything.
You were fucking clueless, man. I remember it. Oh, see, I stayed in digs with a guy from Montrose, right? Remember Sandy Wood, Cillian?
The goalkeeper?
Yeah, the goalkeeper. He's like the poshest guy ever, right? I used to stay in digs with him. We used to get potatoes for the digs lady that were fucking solid. And every night he would do this patter to me. Simon, those potatoes are like snooker balls. Right, anyway. So, it must have been the same for you, Cillian, right? I remember we were sitting on the bus and there was like a Nedke drum chapel called Ross Harris. And Sandy was a big posh guy from Montrose. And I was watching him, it was so awkward. And Ross Harris turns to Sandy with him. There, big man, is there any gangs up in Montrose? Oh, brilliant, man. Did you find that for Cillian coming over, like, hard to relate to like the Glasgow boys?
Yeah. But see, I think it worked in my favour because I came over like not knowing half the things lads would be saying to me are like trying to take the piss out of me, but I wouldn't understand. I wouldn't get that they were doing it. So it would fly over my head, like. And then
Kelly, did you go straight into size team?
No, he was younger than me.
No, I'm younger.
So I was thinking, say, if you went into your team with Gowser and all that would have been, I would have got the first fucking bus back to Dublin or Ireland, wherever it was.
Oh, Kelly, tell me about Gowser with you.
So I was watching Gowser last week, and I remembered some like stories with him. I just remember like he'd get mad or something. I might be trying to have a joke with him, and he'd get angry, and then just come out with fucking freak. You freak.
You call me freak.
You're a freak. You're a freak. And one time saying to him, "Your guys are," because he used to he'd bite on everything. You'd say something and be like, "Fucking what? Fucking shut up, man." I remember one day saying to him, "Gowser, you know they took the word gullible out of the dictionary." And he goes in the car and he goes, "What? Fuck off, what?"
He is thick as fuck. Kev, you must have been the same folk going to Sunderland as a young kid. Did the boys take the piss out of you as well?
When Cillian was talking there, I could totally resemble that experience, like coming from Stranraer, which is like, can't even describe it, right? But anyway, you turn up in a big city like Sunderland and you've not got a fucking clue about the real world. So I've rolled into Sunderland with a pair of size 15 rugby boots because that's all you could buy in Stranraer. There was nothing. There was no size 12 football boots, but you could buy a size pair of 15 rugby boots. And the boys used to go every morning with my boots on before I did. And looking back now, I think I would have had a case for like bullying. I think I might raise a case and say I was bullied as a kid at Sunderland, but it made me the better person. But no, it was an experience. Hadn't got a fucking clue what to do, but you just rolled with it and you went with it, and it worked out in the end.
Do you think it helped you?
I think it helped me because it made me more determined to succeed. Because I was thinking these guys were very arrogant and very confident, and they were sure of themselves. I think they had it a wee bit easier than I had getting to that position. So I think they took it for granted, whereas I didn't. I appreciated every moment I was there. So I would try things, and I would work extra, and I would come in earlier, and I would just try and do everything that maybe to try and gain an advantage or an edge. And I don't know. I just think it maybe. I don't know. I just had this feeling that I just appreciated the situation, whereas I didn't think some of them did. So when I was getting opportunities later on in the 2-year, 3-year process, they were all getting released, and I thought, well, you're getting released because you just fucked about and farted about. It's all right fucking about and farting about, but to a point where the footballers comes first, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can relate to that.
There's a man that would have terrorised trialists and boys.
Who's Slaney?
What was it? Here, do you remember when we done the show and the boy loose kid came up and told the story? Say, you remember that one?
Oh, what was that again, Slaney? It was in the shower, wasn't it?
Oh, mate, that was incredible. It was a German trialist, wasn't it?
Was it his Wally?
It was something to do with his Wally eyesight, and I told him to get out in front of all the boys. I can't remember exactly what it was.
That's terrible, wasn't it? Imagine doing that to a trialist, man.
Say, but the reason I did that, and I think you all know me now, say, I'm so I feel so shallow in myself, so I go and attack the weakest type of person in the room to make myself feel better, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Who are you talking about?
Just the general side.
Kelly, see when you were at Celtic, did you not study uni as well?
Nah, you just read Wikipedia.
Is that all the shite?
Well, see, when one of my friends changed my Wikipedia when I was like 18 or 19, and it's been in it ever since.
You think he could have put something like you've got a massive cock or something? That's what your pal put, that you were studying uni. What's wrong with him?
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, get your pal on the podcast. He sounds like a right laugh.
Oh, but Cillian, you were quite clever as well for me, you know?
Not really. Like I finished school, if that means I'm clever. But
Aye, definitely.
In football terms, yeah.
What was it, sorry, mate?
Nah, in football terms, only for the fact that I finished school. But
What were you two like at school? Terrible.
Oh, Si, I was a shambles. I'm the first person ever, mate, that since remember you go Credit General and Foundy. I actually see I was only in one class, so in 5th year I went back, Si, and no class took me apart from geography. Mr. Duffy, Si, big fat bloke. He was a cracking big guy, Si, and I remember, Si, it was me, right? I went in. The only class that would take me, Si, was geography, and I went up. So the list of the three, the general, the Credit General, and Foundy, and my name wasn't in any of them. So I was thinking to myself, where the fuck am I? So it just was me and another boy, Toby, Si, another simpleton, and me and Toby used to go to Mr. Duffy, Si, and no word to lie. For 6 months, me and Toby watched, what was that, Ice Age, Si? Me and Toby watched Ice Age, and Mr. Duffy said, this is all about geography. What they're doing down there is a lot of nonsense. So a big shout out to Mr. Duffy, Si, the fattest man I've met in a long time.
Kev, I actually spoke to somebody for your school and said that you had the biggest debt at the tuck shop.
No, mate. You know what? I actually run I was a true story. This I was the dishwasher on the Chinese. I used to take the orders for the Chinese for the kids at half time.
Would have got a Chinese.
Did you really, Kev?
I did. I used to say to the guy, I was a wee bit an entrepreneur. I like to earn cash, and I said to the boys at school, look, I'm working the Chinese. The guy in the Sun Kai says he'll do a wee £2 special at lunchtime. He'll bring them out. Who wants one? So I used to get like 20 to 30 boys ordering a wee £2 special, but it was really a £1.50 special, and I was making a wee side 50p, 20 orders. It was
love that
entrepreneurial.
I love that video.
Skill-wise, I had all the brains that was necessary. I could possibly achieved whatever I wanted to achieve, but I just didn't apply myself, Si.
Nah,
what about you?
What about you?
What do you mean?
I only cared about football, mate. He was not the same,
Where did you get?
That's what I was thinking about.
What?
Where did you get your media degree?
A media degree?
Aye, because you're so good at this. Where did you get that from?
Do you know what? No, do you know what it is?
I actually went and lived with Dougie Donnelly for like 3 months.
Combing his hair.
Cillian, were you going to ask me something there?
Aye, go on, Cillian, ask him.
No, I was gonna say your teacher set you on the way with that media study. Ice Age every day.
Oh, correct. Aye, big Mr. Duffy. He had an eye out for me all the time, Cillian. I love the thinking, mate.
Yeah.
Right, Cillian, before we get on to you breaking into the first team, youth team, the best thing you ever did in Glasgow was buy that flat at Glasgow Harbour. Oh, yeah. If those walls could talk, young man.
If those walls could talk, or the neighbours, fuck.
They hated you, didn't they?
Yeah, there was a few, neighbours across the way that could see in the window on a Sunday morning.
You horsing something?
Certain guys coming in, because early on I didn't have blinds in my front windows, so like the flats across could look in. And remember, like when I first moved in, I had a housewarming party, and Midge was there. Midge Gardyne. And he comes out like Sunday morning. So a few lads obviously stayed over. Gets up Sunday morning, totally naked, out into the front room, and just like this in front. And I'm like, Midge, get in! Like my neighbours can see, jumping around.
Oh, you go and name drop the big name that we're going back to the flat. Wait till you hear this, lads.
So the flat has been graced by Kyle Leatherin, goalkeeper. Danny Lafferty.
Fanny Lafferty.
And Mo Kamara.
Mate, I didn't know if I was fucking out my face when I came back to your flat. Mo Kamara was sitting there with a leather jacket on, man.
I don't even know that. I never met Mo Kamara before.
How did he end up back in?
I don't know, I must have met him and said, oh yeah, man, come on back to mine. Oh, no.
What about you, Slaney?
So I had not so much, maybe near the end of my career, but I always remember one side when Yama and Mobingura said this wasn't really a house party. This was after training, and I remember I was walking down. I used to get the bus in for training at Lennoxtown, a double-decker bus, near the line, and they two, Mobingura and Yama are driving by in a wee Audi, right? It was only a 2-seater Audi, and they said, "Listen, Slaney, I think I don't know if his brother, his agent working as well, said, jump in their taxi and come back to mine and house. So it was only after training side. And I remember getting inside the house and say, it's a shocking story side, but this is the only one I can think of. And say, they ended up taking my house side and they made me play FIFA with them all night side. It was the most awkward fucking experience I've faced in a long time. So it wasn't a good story or a funny story, but I always remember it. I never really knew these two, and a really awkward time side for me. So you must have had a hell of a lot.
I mean, we always used to go back to the big man's flat, honestly. Mate, I actually got a call up to Scotland under 21s lying on his couch pissed, man. I'd been out for 2.5 years, right? I'd only trained for like 2 weeks. And we'd been out, woke up at like 9 o'clock with 3 missed calls from Peter Grant, phoned him back, saying, you need to get up to Dunblane Hydro for 12 o'clock, training starting at 3, mate. Went up to Dunblane, trained, absolutely still hung over the fuck.
Brilliant side.
I had a shocker, mate. I think I got a second minute. Mate, that was tremendous, Cillian, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Because it was so close to town as well.
Oh, my God.
I've probably got more stories, to be fair, but I've just no... I'll hopefully they come back to my head as the show goes on and I'll file them out.
Sorry, I can remember...
Sorry, Kevin, you go.
I can remember a house party. It was the Sunderland Christmas party. And I invited my good friend Sausage. His name's Sausage. Obviously, this is one of my stupid friends' names because he looks like a sausage. So he came down with me and enjoyed the full experience. And then I lost him in process. So I went back to my house and a few of the boys came back. And I was like, has anybody seen my mate? I brought him down for Schnarr. He says, nah, nobody's seen him. He turned up at my house right at 5 o'clock in the morning, chapping the door. And I was like, fucking hell, we were all still like drinking and having a wee party and that. Opened up the door, he'd managed to accumulate 4 or 5 birds at a time. It was like an oasis. I was like, oh my God, how's he done that? Ugliest guy in the world, right enough. He'll not like me saying that, but he basically produced the goods for some of the other boys and that. But
he produced for some of the Sunderland boys?
Yeah.
He produced for some of the Sunderland boys?
I kept telling everybody, he says, we're going back to, my mate plays for Sunderland. I know his teammates are there. Do you want to come back to me, the party? So he's come back with the birds and let's just say that was a free-for-all.
Mate, that's like my mate Joe with Cillian, man. See when Cillian first got in the first team? All the first team were out in Carbon and Cillian was the first team and I just tagged along. And my mate for Dundee, who's a total Jake, man, was texting me saying, can Cillian get me in Carbon? Mate, he turned up to Carbon wearing a kicker's shirt and kicker's shoes. Like a total tramp. Cillian got him in, but he ended up like hanging about with him for 2 weeks, didn't he? What the chat your daughter?
Well, yeah, woke up the next day and he's just his mouth underneath the tap.
What did he say? I'm going to suck the cunt out of your tap.
Cillian, mate, you mind if I suck the cunt out of your tap? in a proper thick Dundee accent.
Oh, Cillian, tell him about the time you got leathered in Hong Kong.
Yeah. So that end of season Hong Kong sevens. You never went on one, no?
Nah, I was on AstroTurf. I couldn't play on AstroTurf. My ankle's slavey.
I've been one. I've been one.
Yeah, so you know, like the last night is mayhem.
Yeah.
So the last night we were all out and like all the teams are together. So you get to know all the other lads and just having a night out, right? And I don't know, I remember going to the toilet or something and I saw the storeroom open on the way to the toilet. And there was like a bunch of lads in the toilet. And I thought, fuck it, I'll just grab a few bottles and bring them in for everyone. Like, not to steal drink or anything, but just kind of as a laugh. So anyway, bring in a few bottles and we're in the toilet. It's like drinking bottles of beer. And next thing the manager comes in about 2 minutes later. And he's going, you steal drink from me. You steal drink from me. With these fucking three big bouncers. So they kick everyone out of the toilet. And it's just me, the manager, and the 3 bouncers. So the guys so I'm like, oh shit, sorry, I'll pay you back, whatever. And he goes, no, you steal. So the 2 bouncers get me up, one each side like this, and one starts like fucking karate kicking me in the stomach. But because you've had a few drinks, it's not as sore as it would be. So you can kind of take it, right? And then they started taking me outside. That must have been like 18 or 19. Started taking me outside. And at the same time, there's that Legends tournament on. And one of the guys playing in the Legends tournament saw them bringing me out aggressively. And he thought, shit, he's in trouble. So he went, I think, had a word with someone and got me back to the hotel. John Beresford.
John Beresford. Do you know about Sunderland? Newcastle, that was it, Kev?
Newcastle, yeah. John Beresford saved me.
There you go, brilliant. Slaney, you were the same in Hong Kong, weren't you, mate? You ran riot.
Lads, honestly, see last night. Sorry, I'll start again. See when the one with McBurney, I was absolutely kicked myself because I had a very similar story to the one him and the cum dog had the cat food in somebody's suitcase, big fiddly suitcase side. I'll never forget this. The Celtic boys obviously went to the Hong Kong site, and as Cillian said, through the whole week he played the games and whatever. But the full talk that full week was one of the boys were saying, lads, there's a market here and they're selling like top of the range watches side for dead cheap. So they're at the end of the trip side, we'll go and get these watches. But say, as you know, I'm a boy down to earth. I ain't interested in shite on my wrist side. I'm a man of the people side. When I get my money for the hydro, I will slap it a bit on the poor. But why am I going into that side? That's not what it's about. I'm talking about Hong Kong, and I'll never forget we got to the market and they're all scattering about side, looking for watches, and I said, I'm not interested in this. So I clocked a wee market and they had crocodiles' heads and sharks' heads. Me and James Keaton bought a crocodile's head. We took it up to the hotel and we put it in Sean Fitzharris's bath. This is no word of a lie. Hid beside his bed, the other side where the toilet was. So Fitzharris walks inside, he sees the crocodile's head. He fucking shits his pants. He's screaming. Me and Keatsy were in floods. We stood up and pissing ourselves laughing, right? And Fitzharris chases me out the room, no what the lie says, I'm going to kick your cunt in. And I shout back, no, if the crocodile gets you first.
Oh,
mate, it's brilliant.
Like, how did you find it when you first went into the first team? Obviously, like, you're not the most elegant on the eye. Were boys getting on you straight away?
No, I'm saying remember like when we were when we get called up to go and be told, right, you're training with the first team, you'd hate it. Like you'd
as well, I know.
The only thing I'd think of in training was just don't make a mistake. Like don't just get through training, don't make a mistake. Instead of thinking this is my chance to go and impress or this is my chance to like make a mark. I was going in thinking just don't make a mistake.
Who would be on you, Bruni?
Yeah, Brett, yeah. Sorry, he hated me. He did.
Bruni hated you.
I think he hated. I don't know if it was the fact that he came there and some days I could be fucking terrible. And other days I might do something and people might look and think, like, where did he get that from? And I think it was mostly the first part. It was mostly I do something like basic thing really, really shit. And just the only memory I always have of like first team training is just Brownie raging at me. The fuck is this? And I'd always end up being on his team. You know when they pick the teams and they say like, right, whatever, 6 or 7 aside. And I'd only care about who was on my team that was going to slaughter me. I'd be like, if I heard Brownie, I'd think, oh shit.
Kev, we've never asked you this, Kev. Were you the same when you got called up to the first team, Kev? Like, did you dread it?
Oh no, I remember the first time I got asked to train with the first team. I remember the memory vividly, and I remember going over with the feeling that I was quite confident at that time because I was doing well in the reserves, and I was really like looking forward to that experience. But like Cillian says, there was certain players that you didn't want to get picked in your team because you knew that if you made a mistake or done something wrong, they would be fucking on your case. And then it was a case of like you were trying to pass them the ball. You forgot that there was 9 other players in the team. It was just you and him, and you wanted to make sure you did everything right for him. So like when I was playing up front with Kev Phillips, see if I didn't flick it right to him, I'd be like, oh sorry Kev, I'll get the next one. He was like, no, it's all right, big man, just calm down. Or like Quinny was fucking harsh as fuck on me. Like he was really harsh on me, but I understood why he was harsh on me because he was trying to just make sure that I did things right, but could never please him, honestly. Could never please him. And then on a Monday morning he'd come in and he'd say, oh, he scored a couple of goals in the youths on the Saturday and that was brilliant and that, but then you go and train with him and he'd be like, fucking hell, what are you doing? So it's just a part. I think it's like a learning curve. You know
But
yourself.
But see that, Kev, right? I heard that as much. I was just saying, it's the most amazing feeling, right? Training with the first team and see when you're doing well. See after it and you get home and all that is the biggest buzz you ever get, right? But as you do get nervous before it. But I've heard that Roger and I didn't you ever allow boys to slaughter your younger players when they trained with the first team. Brendan Rodgers, Kev, I heard that when young players came up, he would really emphasise if they done something well, but if they'd done something maybe a mistake in that, he wouldn't allow boys to get right on them. So I do believe it's probably changed now. Maybe, I don't know if it's for the better, because certain people say at Celtic and big clubs at Celtic, Rangers and whoever, that makes you, I think, that makes you there who you are. If you've got a guy like yourself, say Roy Keane, Neil Lennon right on you, and you can deal with that, then I believe that'll make you, it'll set you in good head for Celtic career, I believe.
Yeah, did Bruni ever get on you, Slaney?
No, I was surprised he said that actually, because he would get on some boys, but say he wasn't really like that with me. I don't know if he just knew I was a total shivering, nervous, pathetic wreck, that any word they said to me, I would collapse. So he's probably took note of it, But no, Bruni was, he certainly wasn't with me, mate.
Right, Kelly, the debut, 2007, on as a substitute at Inverness. Did you know you were going to come on? Did Strachan give you any indication, or was it just go and get rid of you going on?
I don't remember coming on. I don't remember like what was said to me or anything like that. But I think maybe the week before I was maybe in a squad for the first time, and then that weekend I was supposed to go home for my 18th birthday, back to Ireland, because I don't know, the youth team had the weekend free, and then I got called into the squad on like the Friday. So I was in the squad last minute. So I definitely wouldn't have been expecting to play any part.
And you set up your boy Kenny Miller. That must have been some buzz on the debut.
Yeah. The only thing I remember is after, don't remember too much about the game, but I remember afterwards in the dressing room, like obviously everyone buzzing, last minute winner. And the only thing I remember is Lenny coming over and saying, well done, like brilliant. And that was like he was one of those players when in training would slaughter you, but when he'd say something good, you'd feel like 10 foot high.
Mate, I always thought with Lenny, see when he told you something like that, like you say, it meant so much more because you know.
Yeah, it meant way more than.
He wouldn't have just come up because he had to say it.
Yeah, and it's not like in a patronising way, like, you know, you make a mistake, oh, come on, don't worry about it. Whereas when they actually say something good, you're like, fuck yeah, like, that was.
It's amazing how some players have that aura about them that you say, Si, where you don't feel that when they slaughter you, feel like they're against you, but the minute they say that one good thing, like Cillian says, you feel as though you're fucking on top of the world because you feel appreciated by them for that split second, even though it can change in a heartbeat.
I was like, the first time I was on the bench at Dunfermline, I told you, Dion Dublin was the only one that came up to me and said, well done, fella, very well deserved. And I was like, Dion, you say fucking well done to the guy that pours your tea in the morning, man. You didn't even fucking mean it. He was just the nicest guy in the world. Do you know what I mean? Right, here you go, lads. He's ready. I'm going to give you one guess. That was Cillian's Cup debut. Who did he come on for as a sub on his league debut? Slaney, you can go first. Man
United side, not a problem.
What player did he come on for in his league debut for Celtic? And back, Kev, you go first. Who did he come on for?
Robbie Keane. Robbie Keane.
Even bigger legend at Celtic. Slaney.
Larson.
Craig Beattie. Wasn't it, Cillian?
I didn't know that. No, I didn't know.
It was Beattie. He came on and he passed his touch on to you, I think.
Before that start, I came on in Old Trafford when they lost 3-0 or something. And I think it was like maybe for the last 10, 15 minutes. And Strachan brought me over. And I'm sure he said to me, I think it was this game, he said, will you get a bonus for this? Or will you get a bonus for coming on here for an appearance? And I can't remember what I said, but then he just said, "Look, just go out and enjoy it. Old Trafford, enjoy it."
That's amazing.
He loved sorting the boys out with bonuses, Strachan, didn't he? Gilzer said the same, didn't he?
Yeah. He was good like that. And then it's kind of after you realise the little things he was saying to you. At the time, a lot of things like he'd say to me and I wouldn't really get them, or maybe why he was doing it. But then after you'd appreciate it more. What
about his assistant Gary Pendry? Before you making your debuts, were on the bench. Tell that day, man. What was that?
What was the ball?
Oh, mate, it was a full 90 minutes. He went on about it, wasn't it?
I can't remember where it was.
Was it Celtic Park?
Was it? He was adamant. He was adamant the ball wasn't round, and I don't know if we were winning or losing or he's looking for an excuse, but just the whole game. God, the ball's not round. It's not round.
He was saying it had an egg in it, wasn't he? He said there was an egg in the ball.
It's not round, God. It's not round.
What was it he called? Dougie McDonald. Remember that day? That was the same day.
Who's Dougie McDonald?
He was a ref. He kept calling him Dougie McFucking Donut. Was it strange, though, Cillian, like getting recognised on Night Suit in Glasgow and stuff like
that? Yeah. Not strange, but you'd be buzzing off it. Like the first few times it happened. And the good thing for me was because I was not a big name or a big player, it would only be Celtic fans really that would recognise me. So I'd never get, like I've never had any trouble or anything in Glasgow from like other fans or anything. So the only people that would recognise me would be like diehard Celtic fans. And it would always, like, you know what they're like, if they see you out the face to face, it's always going to be really complimentary stuff. So I was buzzing off it.
Did you know you used to get mistaken for Mark Brown, the goalie?
With the side tongue.
Remember that? Kev, you must have got recognised when you first got in the Sunderland team, nah?
I think I've said before, Simon, I made the debut, went out in Sunderland that night, expected to be mobbed and a hero, but nobody fucking noticed who I was. So I just went back to going to the local. But as the days would pass and the more games you play, then it became quite a thing that you ended up, you actually couldn't get out in Sunderland because everybody knew who you were, and you had to be careful of meeting the wrong people, as you well know, Si. When you go out and you get recognised, you can always get people who love you, but see the ones that hate you, they can make it very tough for you.
Slaney, what about you, Motherwell?
So I was a big hitter for the early days for the youth team. So I strut about as if I was the real deal for early days. So I really grasped it, Si. I really wanted that, and still the news you see, Si. I will be honest, Si. I despise the fans. I don't. I hate them, and I love their support, Si. But no, I love the fans, Si. Especially the open goal fans. I do love them, Si.
Kelly, what were you going to say there, mate? Sorry.
Fuck, was something on what Kev said. Fuck, I don't know.
Oh, wait, did you go after your debut?
No, sorry, I remember. So when I had that time where I was in the first team playing regularly for like it was only about 2-3 months where I was actually involved all the time with the first team. And it was when stuff had happened with Lenny and Aidan in Glasgow. I think Lenny got attacked, Aidan was in a fight or something happened. And remember Strachan put a ban on anyone going out in Glasgow. Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember that. I actually told him to go to London, didn't he?
No, so we'd have to go out in Edinburgh. So it was like I'd finally felt like in the first team and couldn't go out in Glasgow.
Oh, kill him, man.
Yeah.
Lenny, see, when you went to Celtic, was there anyone that you were in awe that you loved as a fan and you are now playing with them?
So every one of them, mate. Genuinely, every single one. I know I get the big licks all the time, kidding on. I'm too big on it, but that's just an act. But Celtic, when I went to Celtic, mate, I remember, no word of a lie here, right? I was sitting in the lunch hall my first day, and Lennon walked in, and he was the reserve manager, and he went like, "Nice to meet you," or something. I was like, oh, I'm too nervous to speak to you. But Si, I said that to him about that. What the fuck are you talking about? But Si, it was genuinely, Si, it was just because I've grown up, Si, with these guys being your heroes, and then to sit with them. But maybe that isn't the right. I don't know, Si, if that's that's the way you should be feeling, because maybe you should. But when I was on the pitch, Si, that would certainly have changed. But when I went there, honestly, mate, most of the players, I was in utter awe, apart from a few of the signings like Brathwaite and the rest of the shite they beat in that January.
Slaney, you were coached. Your talent. You were a wee bit overcoached when you got into our first team.
I certainly believe the coaches say I've got a lot of the blame falls down to them, mate. No, Si, certainly at Celtic, mate, when I was in with the players. But Si, this is my whole point, right? When I signed with Celtic, I said I want to. Somebody said, "What's the point in going to sign with Celtic when there's Forrest there, McGeady, and Maloney?" That was the whole point I wanted to go, mate. Do you know what I mean? I want to learn from guys like that, Si. And then it comes a stage where you go like that, Si, bang, and you go and take their place, and you say to the referee, "Sit down and watch this ginger piece at his work, Si." So that's why I done that, Si. But certainly, was I good enough? We don't know, Si. That's. I'm coming back, and listen here, I know this isn't about me, it's about Cillian Sheridan today, but I'm going to say this. I said in Josh Windas's interview that I'm coming back to the game. So why have I got 10 messages for lower league clubs asking me to sign with him? I wasn't talking about lower league clubs. I was talking about the top of the top side.
Cillian, did Strachan make you a better player though he's coaching?
Yeah, definitely. Even now, like I'll think of certain things he said and put them into games, or if I think like what was I doing that he played me, and I'll kind of like go back to that sometimes.
Yeah. Right, Cillian, your biggest moment started to be Man Utd in the Champions League. How's your arsehole when that Champions League music's playing?
No, I enjoyed it because I kind of like. It was different to any other game because in the Champions League, okay, we were playing at home. When you're playing in the league with Celtic, you have to win every game. So there's the pressure of you need to win. You need to. In the Champions League, against it's more, you could enjoy it more because you're kind of, if you get a result, it's a good result. So I kind of went in like just take it in. I'm feeling nervous before the game or during the game compared to other games I would have played. Like other games I would have played against smaller teams in the league and would feel way more nervous than the Champions League games.
Slaney, Kev, up against Rio and Vidic, wow.
Well, Si, that is possibly the two most difficult centre-halves at that era to play against, I think, because Nemanja Vidic and Rio Ferdinand, top players. That, for me, would be my worst nightmare because there is everything in that duo. Pace, power, height, ability, everything.
Slaney, you fancy yourself up against they two?
So absolutely not. So they two, I'm going to say it right now, are the greatest partnership of all time. So they were absolutely excellent. And if anybody in this screen side wants to see two better centre halves, then I'll let you free to go for it.
Right,
Simon Ferry,
Cragen and Kinnebra.
Big fucking Carlito. That man is commentating and couldn't pass the ball straight.
Like, Cillian, did they mug you off Big Rio and Vidic? Was it easy for them?
Yeah, I'd say it was easy. See, the thing I regret from that is I wouldn't have appreciated how good they were. I wouldn't have understood the things they were doing, like how well they were defending or how well they would have been reading the game. Because it's not like I've never looked and watched the game back, but
why not?
I'd imagine, I've never watched any of my games really, unless I score. I'll watch my goals, but I think like if I was to play that game now at this age, appreciate it more on how good they were.
Did they talk to you through the game, Cillian? Did they say anything to you?
I don't think so. No.
That must be a bizarre experience in that side, but do you know what I mean? Like, imagine going for playing like youth players or whatever, like, and then going to play Vidic and Ferdinand. That must be surreal, Cillian. What can you just tell me? I know we spoke a wee bit, but can you tell me what was going on through the head of yours? What was exactly you were experiencing in that game?
Slavey.
I sure can, Paul. I remember the year before Celtic had United in the Champions League as well, when Naka scored that free kick. And I remember I was a ball boy at that game. And I remember I was at the United end when they were warming up, and a ball came over beside me, and it was when they were doing the shooting, and Rooney's looked over and said, give us the ball. And I remember passing him the ball, and after that thinking, fuck, I just passed the ball to Wayne Rooney. And then the next year, playing against them.
Wow.
That was one of the things after I always thought about.
Who shot the sheriff? Superb, son. Absolute magnificent.
Who was brilliant for Man Utd that night, Cillian?
Rooney.
Was he?
Rooney, yeah. But
what was he so good at?
That night I don't really remember their players from that night, but from the game in Old Trafford, I remember coming away from that and thinking, fuck, that's proper player. I remember he'd come deep and he'd take a ball and pass it out to maybe the winger or play it back to the fullback. But he was coming out and just zinging it about an inch off the ground, just pure technique, and was doing it every time. He never played a simple side pass. Everything was just zinged in. And I remember seeing that and thinking, fuck, that's Wayne Rooney.
That's when a top player in it. See, when they zing the ball like that in games. Yeah. I've seen guys that can do it in training, mate, and then they come to a fucking game and it's curly toed. But the top players, mate, they can zing it in a game, can't they?
Yeah. And even that game when I came on in Old Trafford, I remember pressing Johnny Evans in the box, and it was in the 6-yard box, and he's Cruyffed me. And I remember thinking, fuck's sake, this is a different level.
Oh, do you know what I used to hate? Slaney, Kev, you don't know this about lower. This is what I hate sometimes about lower leagues. But they crossing and finishing and training, mate, and that's getting zinging the ball out wide. When the fuck does that happen in a lower league game, man? It's an absolute fight to get the ball out wide.
So you're so right, and it's very funny. Cillian just said there, Johnny Evans done a Cruyff turn in his own box. I remember I done a Cruyff turn in my own box against David Hutton's side and caused a goal, and he moaned at me side and I told me fuck off. So that's my level of experience with him.
Brilliant, man. Oh, Cillian, that Celtic team you played in, who was the best player?
I always say Aiden. For some of the things he'd do in training was crazy. I remember doing a finishing session after. Remember sometimes Strachan would have I think it was under 23s or under 24s would have to go in the afternoon and do a separate or do an extra finishing session.
Yeah.
And I remember he done a bit of skill, and it's the best thing I've ever seen. He done that, where you flick it behind. Nah, but you do it behind your foot. So it's kind of you're dragging the ball behind one leg and then doing that out the other way. And he done that full pace and then scored a goal. I just remember seeing that. I was like, nah, I shouldn't be even here looking at that.
Do you know what I always liked about Aiden? I always thought he came alive in the Champions League. I think that's when I thought, wow. I remember watching him against AC Milan, Colaccini, man. He absolutely had him doing the Canadian band dance. Remember it?
Was that one of his debuts?
I think that was early on. But even Champions League scored. Was it Benfica he scored against as well? He was brilliant, Aiden, I thought, in the Champions League. That's when I kind of judged Celtic.
So you're actually spot on, because what we were saying, I think, in the McBurney one about what the English players, teams think about Scottish players, they don't take interest in the Scottish League side, so it's up to the Celtic boys and the Rangers boys in Europe, that's just their place to shine, Si. And you're spot on. Aidan used to date all the time. What was the one he came on, Si, and the apps? Was it AC Milan maybe? And he ripped him apart, Si. And that you're bang on, mate. The European's a big stage, mate.
Brilliant. All right, and listen to this, lads. Guess who Cillian's only best mates with now?
Who?
Papa Boric.
Rio Ferdinand. Him and Rio are tight, mate.
How's that?
No way.
Tell him, Cillian.
Nah, I through Jody Morris. I've met Rio a few times.
Is he a good guy?
Huh?
You're on holiday, man.
Yeah. But that through Jody Morris. When I'm from St John's.
He's actually pals, Cillian. Do you text each other?
No, I'm not texting him every day being like, all right, mate, what's up? But
Well, Cillian, it'd be absolutely fast if you text him right after this show and ask him to come on the Open Goal podcast tomorrow. That'd be superb.
Good shouts, Laney.
Hey, shit. All right, Cillian, have you ever met him?
That was unbelievable. Remember Beckham running along the street side?
You've been murked, mate. Kev, you remember it?
What's that? Oh, the TV programme.
Yeah, so you remember Gary Neville and Ryan Giggs in the garage?
That's right.
That's
you are big mates with Jody Morris, aren't you? Like, are you surprised at how well he's doing, man? He's doing great at Chelsea, isn't he?
Yeah. No, not surprised at all. I always thought he'd be like a top. If he's part of a top management team, or if he goes and is a top manager himself. Anytime he'd talk about football, he'd just make it click. You just understand everything he's saying. I don't know. I think he wasn't. I think he was kind of underappreciated when he was in Scotland.
What a player he is, Jody Morris. Cillian, just see on that night out for the first team. Who was good on a night out for the first team?
We would have went out mostly with the younger guys like Aidan and Darren and that.
Yeah. Aidan loved the night out, didn't he?
Yeah. But see, Aidan could go out and he could back up.
Yeah.
Whereas if you don't have that talent and you're going out, it doesn't look good on you. And when you're not going and showing, like, backing it up by being amazing in training or in games, then it goes against you, I think.
But everyone was going out at that time. Like, we were out 3 times a week, but you would still see, like, loads of first team. Alan Hutton was out every week. Chris Burke was in Carvin every week. Aidan was in Carvin. It was just a done thing back then, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was kind of like I think it was just the end of that, kind of like that drinking culture that was in football. Culture that was in.
Slaney, were you a big one for a night out?
No, Simon. 2 seconds, please.
Kev, you must have went out a bit, Kev, when you were playing the first team.
I did. Sorry, I was a member of the Tuesday Club in Sunderland. We used to finish training on a Tuesday, and it was straight to Durham, and we would just sit in all the kind of wee student bars and in the wee old school pubs and that, and just get absolutely pished, and then worry about Wednesday, and then back to training Thursday. And sometimes we did the Monday Club. The Monday Club was always a good night in Newcastle. There was a wee nightclub called the Baja Beach Club.
I know that nightclub, the Baja Beach Club.
Over the bridge.
Yeah, I've been.
Oh, mate, it was class on a Monday, and there was back then there was a few celebrities going. I remember Kieran Dyer was in with Cheryl Tweedy back in the day, and then there was Anton Beck would float about, Jordan would float about, and there's me big Kev for San Francisco, not a problem.
Slaney, how come you never went out?
I would say, genuinely, I'm not just saying this to try win people. I know that if I went out, it used to be in my mind for days, mate. Just eating away at my head. Why have you been out and all that? Took it that serious, mate. And but the problem is, when I left football, I went wild. It just blew up. So I don't think there's anything wrong with going out, mate. As you said, like Alan Hutton, Aiden, there's as long as you're all right, then whatever to training, fine. But for me, it just wasn't for me, mate.
Cillian, I was going to ask you something there about. Oh, that was it. Lenny got you in trouble for going out too much, didn't he?
What I was telling you earlier.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but I had left Celtic.
All right. So what? You came back for a night out, and he saw you out.
So I ended up meeting him or being out with him, and he slaughtered me. Like I was on loan at St Johnston from Bulgaria. So I'd left Celtic, and he was the manager, and he called me over, and just was like, "What are you doing with yourself? I know what's going to end up with you. You're going to be back in Ireland playing Gaelic football. You don't care and all like this." And I remember at the time being like, "Huh?
Did that change a wee bit after he said that to you?"
No, because at the time I took it as like, "What are you talking about? You're not my manager." Or I didn't obviously argue back with him, but in my head I was kind of pissed off about it. Whereas looking back, I can obviously see why he said it. He's
trying to help you.
He said it, yeah, to give a kick up the arse. So,
see, can you hear me? Aye?
Yeah.
See, what Cillian's saying there about Lenny. I remember coming up to Glasgow on a Tuesday night or something for a night out, and I met Neil Lennon in, is it Bar 29, that bit near Social?
29,
Aye, and I says, "Oh, how you doing?" And he says, "How you doing, big man?" He says, "Well, we're down watching a game at Carlisle versus Hartlepool." He says, "And we were doing to look at somebody." He says, "But you stood out." He says, "But we've heard you've got you like a drink and that." He says, "And the night would prove it." I was fucking devastated.
How's your luck?
I was like,
wow.
I says, I don't really drink that much. He went, "Well, we did do a wee bit of background check, and we heard that you liked to be swally and that." And I thought, fucking hell, was that my chance going to Celtic gone? But Lenny must have just had a habit of making people feel like fucking shit, by the way, didn't he?
Brilliant, man. Right, we're going to go to the dressing room, Cillian. Funny stories. I need to ask you about the maddest guy in the dressing room. Everyone knows Andreas Hinkle.
Slaney, you obviously haven't met Andy Hinkle, have you?
No, I mean, I was actually at Celtic when he was there, and then somebody said to me, like, "Slaney, I'm sure they tried to say they said he was going to be a prime minister or something." No, fuck no. Sorry, Kelly, on you go, mate. Somebody told me that he was super smart. I don't know.
Super smart and super mental.
Was he?
Yeah, I'd always meet him like just out doing drills, and because he lived close by me, and he'd be out doing drills with his. I think I can't remember the name of the dog or the breed, but one of those big dogs, and he'd be out like doing drills as if like the dog was the defender. Mental.
Oh, people didn't know Andy Hinkle had Thug Life tattooed on his stomach.
No.
He did.
Aiden used to hate him because not hate him, but he'd hate the fact that Andy had this big Porsche 911, like the top of the range, fastest car you can buy, and would drive into Lennoxtown like 60 kilometers an hour. Wouldn't go over the speed limit. I remember once Aiden being like, "Why does he have that car? Why?"
Oh, right. No, the one I want to ask you about, Cillian, is Big Arthur. Much dealings with him?
Not really, no. The only time I remember in training like him giving bother was near the end before he left. And like him
sacked it off, didn't he?
Yeah, him and Strachan fell out. And I remember after training, he kind of got everyone together and was having a talk. And Boruc was just swearing in Polish. And Strachan would just ignore him and would just continue talking like, "Yeah, okay, let him, that's okay." And then would go back to speaking to the group. But Arthur would just be walking around like close to the group, but just swearing in Polish.
Mate, I remember the disabled bay outside Lennoxtown, right outside the front door.
Yeah.
Like training would start at 10:30. Boric would just drive in there at like 25 to 11, jump out his car, with his goalie gloves on, his boots on, training on, and not even going to the gym. Just walked straight out to the training ground. Just did not give a fuck.
Oh, that's magic.
Did you up? Were you up, Slinny?
I say, remember I was telling you about the story where me and you were training together in the pre-season.
That's
and
right.
I had the biggest, so you'll remember, I had one of the biggest fucking nightmares ever. And all the boys were like looking at each other and like, what the fuck's wrong with him? And then I remember I would get put in Paddy McCourt's team. And Paddy was like to somebody, I'm not going in that cunt's team. He's fucking useless. And so say I had a shocker, but Paddy was on me the full session, like, fucking hell, fuck me and all that. And then we got to the penalties at the end. Do you remember? I don't know why we done penalties. Do you remember that?
I think we'd maybe drawn to win it, and there was penalties to see who the winner of the, because it was like a tournament.
Aye, so it was like 3 penalties each, and Paddy was like, that cunt's no hitting one. So whoever was in the team, Paddy hit one, a few others hit one, and but it kept going. So it went to like whatever. I had to hit one, and Paddy turned away, right? And he went, I'm not watching because I know he's going to miss. So I've ran up, right? I've ran up and tried to hit it as hard as I could. And see when the ball left my foot, it just fucking dribbled and Boric just picked up as if I was a wee lassie, And I always remember Paddy going, fuck me, what is he meant to be? So it was difficult times,
Oh, brilliant, man. Is he the maddest guy you played with, Cillian, Boric?
He was, mad as in, like, he didn't care. Like, the way he lived his life. But because he was playing so good, he got away with it. And then when he started making a few mistakes and stuff, then they started to have a problem with how he was living.
Right, you ready? There's no way he's madder than this man. Who do you think's coming here, young man?
Tommy G.
The T-Dog.
Mate, talk to me about him.
Yeah, he's easy. I can't believe I didn't say him first straight away.
Cillian, give us a story, mate.
I have a few.
Yeah. Buzzing.
Well,
are these ones that have never been told on here before?
Two small ones and one good one. Yeah, all original. I'm not.
Right. Okay.
I'm not coming on recycling. So one of them. Si, do you remember we used to stay on after and play the head tennis?
Yeah.
And he'd play sometimes with us. He'd hang about and play. Do you remember this?
It's unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember like playing them, and when he'd have a chance, he'd smash the ball at me. So if there was like a chance for him to volley it over the net or a close header, he'd just hit it at me, and then would come over and shout, "You need to eat iron, lads! You need iron!"
How the fuck does that mean you need iron?
Breakfast, lad. Eat a bit of iron. You need iron.
Everybody's accent's the same.
Oh, genius.
I can just imagine smashing the ball for like 5 yards.
Cillian, that's magic, big man.
He used to always take the piss out of me for that. And then, but sometimes he was really good. Like I remember early on, he said, I think I was going back with him from Barrafield to the stadium, and he was like, "Hey lad, this weekend you could make your debut, 18, playing at Celtic. Wow!" And then like I was kind of like, "Fuck yeah!" Like Thomas Gravison just said, "Well done" to me, like just from Real Madrid. Yeah. But in training one day, I remember this was near like before when they were trying to kick him out, I think, and we were playing a game, and there was a ball was bouncing, and it was probably about a metre away, and it bounced beside him, and I'm on the opposite team, I think, and I've went over near him, and he just smashes the ball right at my stomach, right, like volleyed it full pelt into my stomach, and Lenny cracked at him. Lenny went at him. Lenny went like, "Oh, you, what the fuck are you doing?" And I can't remember what he said. He probably said, "Fucking the lad needs iron."
That's amazing, man.
And then,
Why would he do that to you?
Why did he do anything?
God. Right, what, is this the big one coming now?
Then yeah, this is the best one. After training, remember we used to train in that dome when the weather was shit at Barrafield, and so we'd done training. Everyone's down doing a stretch and a cool down, the whole team, and Gary Pendry was having a laugh and a joke with, I don't know, probably Mick and Gary Caldwell or something, and it was just walking around like laughing and joking. And next thing, Gravison comes up behind them, tackles Pendry from behind, gets him down onto the ground and started humping him in front of everyone. Right? and Gary Pendry couldn't do anything. So Gary Pendry's just just down on the ground, powerless, being like, oh, all right, Tommy, all right, Tommy, Tommy, fuck off, Tommy.
This is the man.
He was mental.
Oh my.
But remember he'd play like reserve games, and we'd be down the back of the bus just asking him loads of questions about Real Madrid and stuff, and he'd be telling you, like, on you go.
No, sorry, you tell me every minute, Cillian.
Yeah, and you were like, yeah, now like you're just asking him hundreds of questions.
You fucking hate me asking him questions.
He'd be telling you like what to do with your money. First thing I did, lad, I bought my mother a house. So I remember his bleep tests before a bleep test. I don't know if someone said this. Before a bleep test, he'd go and say to some of the lads, "Hey lad, what's a good score in this?" And he'd be like, "I don't know, 16." And he'd be running level 16, and he'd just stop and walk off. Not out of breath or anything. He'd just walk off.
I remember that. Mate, he was not. How can you even explain him, man?
That's genius. Yeah.
That Gary, mate, have you seen what Gary Pendry looks like?
Aye.
Oh, mate, see the thought of Tommy humping him, man. Right, I need to ask you about Strachan as well, mate. Obviously, he said he was brilliant with you, but he did slaughter you once as well, wasn't it? What game was that?
Yeah, against Aalborg. We played away, Champions League. I think if we won, we were guaranteed to continue in Europa League. And obviously, like, Celtic had the rubbish away record as well. So we were winning 1-0. And he brought me on after like 60, 70 minutes maybe. And also it was like coming up to December. So in Denmark, December time, your feet are freezing. I remember sitting on the bench and couldn't feel my feet. And then the subs of Aalborg were going to warm up in like big ski boots. So they were obviously prepared. And then like around 60, 70 minutes, he brought me on. And I thought, this is the last thing I want to do. Winning 1-0 away, Champions League.
That's horrible.
Freezing feet. And my first 1 or 2 touches were bad. I gave the ball away. And then I remember one of them, Naka, killed me. I'd done something good, played a pass, and he just didn't run for it. So the ball just went out of play. And then I think that just started a rolling effect. So obviously they go on and win, and then in the dressing room he's raging, and he's giving out to everyone, and then he turns over to me, and you'll be lucky to have a fucking career after this. And my heart sank.
That's horrible, man.
Oh. And then like having to fly.
Sorry, what were you saying?
No, like having to fly back after the game. And like some of the older lads were like playing cards and that, and would have a small bit of a laugh, not laughing out loud, but still kind of keeping spirits high. And I'd just be like shit scared to even like look up. And then to be fair, Gary Caldwell was all right with me. He was like, listen, don't worry about what he says. It'll be okay. And then after that, it kind of settled me a bit. But that stung.
Why do managers do that? 1-0 up, right? I'll never understand this. See, if I'm a manager and I'm winning 1-0, I'll never make a sub.
Exactly.
Subs don't want to go on it, but like you've just said, subs do not want to go on it 1-0 up.
You're so right, mate.
Unless somebody's completely fucked.
Yeah.
I think it's to give the manager a chance that if fucking the shit does go wrong, he just blames the player rather than himself. Because if he doesn't make a sub and the result goes the wrong way, it's him that's questioned, because they'll say, why did you not make the sub? Fuck knows, but
Kev, see that, you're right, because see away from home in Europe, right, and you're 1-0 up, you're back against the wall, you're sitting in, so why bring a striker on? Do you know what I mean? I mean, he's not going to be, it's fucking horrendous job to try hold up. So I totally agree with you there, mate.
Not even just a striker, but me.
No, mate.
you're a wee bit harsh on yourself, Cillian. Come on.
I know, mate. Listen, what a career, son.
Oh, he's made a few. Oh, by the way, he's made a few quid. That boy.
Love it, mate. Love it.
ODA3.
Wouldn't mind being a tenor behind you, son. Oh, what about? You ever see Strachan slaughter anybody else, Cillian? That was funny.
Not like that. I remember. Obviously, there's the time with Aidan in the.
Were you there?
I was in the dressing room, and just kind of like, what the fuck's going on here? Aidan just wouldn't let it rest. Strachan kept, and he was doing that thing like similar to what he was doing with Boric, where someone else is having a go at him and he just ignores them and continues on talking, and it probably makes the person even more angry. And that was the only time I can remember him proper slaughtering someone. I'm sure, or he might have went at Arthur. Remember he dropped that goal against Hibs.
Oh yeah.
John Rankin from like 40 yards or something.
Wiggled that.
I'm sure he had a good pop at him then.
But
you know like what he's like. He'd give like little small bits in training, but not shouting at you, but it'd be a little put down.
Yeah. That was even worse, mate, than getting shouted at to be put down, wasn't it?
Yeah, doing those warm-ups where you have to like have some coordination and jump over the hurdles, and you'd be like, "Oof, Cillian, what's that?"
What were you going to say, Cillian?
Si, did Strachan ever go through you?
Nah, he was good to me, mate. I was out for 2.5 years, Slaney, and I think he felt so, like, see what girls in that saying? I think he felt sorry for me. See, as soon as I was fit again, mate, like, I was on the bench straight away and that, and like, the only thing I would be raging about is like, he never gave us my debut, mate, but nah, Strachan was always bang on. Like, see, up in the gym and that, mate, I used to be like, soul destroying out for 2 years. He'd always come and sit on the bike next to me and like, chat away to you, and he'd be like, don't worry, your personality will get you through life and all that. That's what he used to say, like, he was talking about
you.
Was that?
He loved you. I remember that.
Like Strachan?
He'd always come up and be talking to you.
He was top man with me. I think he just felt sorry for us.
Aye, see how you run obviously the bench with Strachan under Celtic, and you talk about him giving like players a chance to earn the bonuses and stuff. How many times were you on the bench with Celtic? How was it you never got that moment?
I don't know. See, like what Cillian said, mate, like,
Must have been an
I was
opportunity.
close to getting. Yeah, so I was close to getting my, like, I remember he pulled me once and he says, like, you're very close, like, to making your debut. And then, like, a week later, mate, we signed Roy Keane. And it was like, and Roy Keane couldn't get a game, mate. Petrov and Lennon were playing ahead of him. And I'd be on the bench and Roy Keane would be sitting there and I'd be like, well, if one of them get injured, fucking Roy Keane's going on. Do you know what I mean?
The thing is, he probably, like, if he'd have took off, say, Petrov or Lennon to bring you on for 5 minutes, they two senior players would probably have kicked a fucking fuss up. So he probably felt that he couldn't bring one of them after put you on. I don't know.
He was massive though. Like, you had to deserve your chance to get it, mate. Like, looking back, I probably wasn't good enough to get my chance. Do you know what I mean?
Oh no, I think just timing science. It's a lot of people would talk about it all the time on here. Football, a lot of football is about luck. and sometimes it goes for you, sometimes it doesn't. Clearly, in your situation at that moment at Celtic, it didn't. But thankfully, you went on and proved yourself. You're fine, mate.
Your man's a big fan of him. I'm a big fan. Paddy McCourt, like, how good could Paddy have been?
Yeah, he was like everyone says on it. Like when he'd just take the ball and go past like 5 people, but he'd do it without doing any skill. He'd just like,
it was mad, wasn't it?
Like you'd never see him really do a step over or something fancy. He just, I don't know if it was like he'd shake at the hips or something, or his shoulders, he'd dip, and he'd be past like 5 people. But I remember when I first came over. No, sorry, when he first came over on the ferry. I was coming back for pre-season, and I met him and just chatted to him briefly. And even from then, he was dreading the training, the pre-season training.
Remember Tommy Gravison with him first day pre-season?
No.
Remember that?
I remember Paddy's first day pre-season.
He was back, wasn't he?
Like, yeah, goalkeepers were going past them.
Fucking hell.
It was one of those where you just kind of like, you feel, because it's a new person's first day in, and you can just feel everybody kind of looking at it like feeling sorry, like, fuck, he's so unfit kind of way. But then you'd go in and do like football drills, and you'd just be like, oh, okay, yeah, I can see it now.
See, even with Paddy, wasn't it just his dribbling for me? Like, I thought he was a great passer of the ball with 2 feet, great finisher with 2 feet as well, wasn't he?
So genuinely, I know I talk shit all the time. Paddy's one of the best players I've ever seen close up. Like, he had everything, mate. Like, I don't like players can go by players, right? That's but he could go by 6 at a time, say, every single day. He could pass it 40 yards. He zinged every pass, mate. It was never a side. He could zing it. He could score brilliant goals. Now, I always remember, say, I thought, how can he not be playing every week? Like, in training, he was the best player. Him or Sean Maloney was exceptional, but Paddy McCourt was by far one of the best players I've ever seen. Now, I just don't know, like, could he not get to the fitness of the other players, or was it just the way he was made? He was just, he was so special, man.
Nah, his back was fucked, mate. I've got back problem. I don't see as soon as you get that, mate, you're done. Like, you can't move after it, man. I think I felt sorry for him. His back was
right.
Do you know why he had back problems?
Why?
Because see, when he was playing for Rochdale, he was he cleaned my boots at Rochdale. So when I brought in my size 15 rugby boots, Paddy McCourt was cleaning them, right? And he's had back problems ever since then. So he blamed for that. So Paddy, I'm sorry.
Kev, was he at Rochdale with you? Huh?
He was a youth team, and he cleaned my boots. I was only 18. He must have only been about 16. I don't even know how old he is. How old's Paddy?
I don't know. I'm not too sure.
He's about 35, 36. So a couple of years either side of me, and he cleaned my boots. We were playing Kilmarnock, we were playing Celtic at Parkhead, and he was playing, and he come up to me and he went, "Oh, big man, do you remember me?" And I was like, "Aye, Paddy McCourt." He's like, no. He says, "I used to clean your boots when you were at Rochdale." I went, "No fucking way." I couldn't wait to tell people that, man. That was my claim to fame. Paddy McCourt cleaned my boots. God help him.
That's unreal. See as well on Paddy McCourt, not only did he have the ability, see mentally, he was a Celtic player. Like, he had so much belief in himself, he would be slotting boys, obviously in the right way. He had the full package, and obviously I never knew about the back, so he could have been an absolute phenomenon at Celtic.
Phenomenon?
Good word.
What do you call that? Is that a phenomenon? Phenomenon. That's it.
Oh, you know what I've not for you for a while? A song.
Let me think. If you want to see it, are we finished now?
No, we've got vegan. This man's a vegan. What do you think of that? Before we ask him about it, Kev, we'll ask the man that's the complete opposite. What do you think of the vegan?
Without upsetting vegans, right? I just love a bit of meat. Sorry, Cillian, but I'm a fucking butcher, man. Went to the butcher yesterday, spent £65 on mince, burgers, steak, stir fry, the fucking lot. And I'm going to sit tonight and I'm going to enjoy it. So, Cillian, when you're sitting your wee leaves and your wee flowers, I hope it's I hope you feel satisfied as much as I will with a nice bit of red meat. All right?
Slaney, you're next. Slaney, what are you saying it?
No, it's I can't live up to that. The big man has put me in his place, and I can't follow that up. Boys, is that us done, Si? It's been an absolute pleasure.
Cillian's going to tell us. Cillian's going to sell you to on being vegan. Come on, Cillian. First of all, how did you get it?
I got into it just one day. I said I was going to try it. Done it for about a month, felt the difference, and then just continued it since. Had more.
Cillian,
huh?
You're looking like you could do with a wee fucking hamburger there, son.
Tommy Gravison all over.
Oh, he'll be raging if he finds out you're a vegan, mate. He's wanting you to have iron and you went the complete opposite way.
I know, yeah. Nah, I just said like energy, everything. Just felt better and everything, and then I've just kept doing it. I've never before I done it. I loved like a nice steak, and then I just overnight just decided, right, I'll try it, and that's like 4 years.
Nah, each to their own, mate. Each to their own.
You've not had a steak in 4 years?
Nah.
Wow. What about drinking? So do you go the full way? Like, do you drink beer, like normal beer or that?
Nah, so I won't unless it's vegan beer. If it's leather, I won't wear like clothes made from animals. I'm joking. You didn't know what to say.
I'm
pretty relaxed about it because there's loads of them can be real strict and pull people up and like try preach about it and put it on to other people. But like sometimes if I go to a restaurant and there's nothing I can have, I'll have a bit of fish instead of not eating. I'll eat some fish or something.
Do you think you'll never go back?
Don't know. At the minute, no. But like, I mean, I could change in the future.
Slaney, fancy it?
I actually would like it, Si, to be honest, mate. My diet's a fucking absolute shambles. The amount of sugar I have, Si. I had no word that I woke up there before I came on here, Si, and had about fucking 7 wagon wheels before we came on. Si, the sugar gets me up and then brings me back down. And sometimes when I'm out there in stage, Si, you can't have that. You need to stay at the peak all the time, Si. So I maybe need to speak to Cillian a wee bit more.
Brilliant. Right, last wee bit, Cillian, just on playing abroad. He's told me already about 2 crazy characters. We'll go with Stephen Taylor. Remember Stephen Taylor that played in Newcastle?
He's brilliant.
Kev, do you know him?
I've actually got his number in my phone, but weirdly. I don't know why. I don't know why. He was when he was at Newcastle, I'd be at Sunderland, obviously. And I came up against him a few times in the Resis, the youth team, and I think I would have played against him in the first team as well in a time near Derby, but an absolute fucking embarrassment, my man.
Right, come on, Cillian, give us it.
Nah, he's just great. Like, he just lives in a different world. He's like just little things he does. So in New Zealand, at his house, he'd use all his neighbours' bins, right? So he'd take all his rubbish and put it into a neighbour's bin. And I'd say to him, like, why did just use your own bin? Nah, lad, I don't want to get in dirty. Nah.
I don't want my bin getting dirty.
I don't want my bins getting dirty. Fuck, I can't think of the other one. Fuck.
Who's the other madman? John Carver, the coach. Remember him, lads?
Fucking John Carver. No.
He had the Newcastle job at one stage, didn't he?
How the fuck did he manage that?
Did he not say something stupid when he was the manager of Newcastle?
Can't remember.
I think there was an incident with him.
Cillian, what's he like?
There's a soundbite. He was, as a coach, he was one of the best coaches. Like, for putting on a session, like doing finishing sessions, just an actual training session was one of the best. But he had this weird, like, he had this weird thing about always giving money shouts. Like would come in and kind of have a limp. I'm like, fucking, my foot's killing me. And I'd be waiting. Me and Matt Derbyshire were the only like UK and Irish people there who would have got his humour or what he was talking about. I'm like, I've got a pain. I think I might have gout. And anyone know what the symptoms are of gout? And he's waiting for us to like tell all the Cypriots. Yeah, it's from drinking too much good red wine and steak. So he'd end up having to tell like the lads, I think too much fine wine and steaks. And
That's David Brent, isn't it? That's David Brent, man.
Oh man, he'd a few of those. But fucking good coach.
Right, mate, is that us? Is that us done, lads?
Boys, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Slaney, do you remember Adam Crump, physio?
Big Crumpy. Oh,
Yeah.
what a man he was. Remember him? Oh, I was all over him.
He was in New Zealand. He was the physio at New Zealand.
Oh, mate, what a guy. He didn't have one clue about injuries or anything. Mate, you ever had that with your lip? You had to go like that when he spoke. Oh, what a guy Big Crumpy was.
He said, because I showed him one of these episodes one day, and he was like, "Oh, fucking Slaney, yeah, I remember Slaney." He said he'd come in when Slaney was injured, and he'd have to be in for treatment, and he said he'd just go missing for about an hour and a half, and everyone would be walking around looking for him, and they just find him like sitting in the toilet or something. Hey,
and Crumpy came in to get his old job back. Not a problem.
All right, what a way to finish it. Cillian, thanks very much, big man.
Pleasure, Kelly. See you, big man.
Nice to talk.